Welcome to today's episode of The Journey of Creating Perfume. In this episode, we will explore the secrets behind the perfume industry, from the process of crafting beautiful glass bottles, selecting special ingredients, to creating the iconic scents you love. You may have heard of Chanel No. 5, the classic fragrance once praised by Marilyn Monroe as the only thing I wear to bed. It is not only a symbol of charm and elegance, but also the pinnacle of perfumery art over the past century. But did you know that creating a bottle of perfume like that requires millions of jasmine flowers, thousands of pounds of rose petals, and months of meticulous refinement? You've probably heard of Grasse, a small town in the south of France, known as the perfume capital of the world. Here, not only are the landscapes romantically captivating, but it is also home to world-class perfume production, where famous brands like Chanel, Dior, and Gucci come to find inspiration for new scents. With its ideal climate, Grasse has become a hub for producing high-quality perfume ingredients such as roses, jasmine, and lavender, essential materials for creating extraordinary natural fragrances. In the past, perfumes contained ingredients like beaver musk and sperm whale secretion, but today, everything has become much more refined. Among the valuable ingredients, lavender essential oil is one of the most important and indispensable elements in the world of perfumery. Lavender petals are not only beautiful, but also contain a wonderful amount of essential oil that brings relaxation, freshness, and a sense of lightness. This is why the lavender fields in the south of France have always been a symbol of natural beauty and sophistication. The endless lavender fields create a sea of fragrant purple flowers. While their beauty can captivate the heart, the harvesting process is far from easy. At the base of the lavender plants, weeds constantly try to take over the land, absorbing water and valuable nutrients, threatening the growth of the plants. Therefore, from May to September each year, removing weeds becomes a daily, essential task. Weed removal machines are used to lift the lavender stems and spray hot steam onto the surrounding weeds, preventing their growth without harming the plants. Lavender is not an easy plant to grow. In fact, to achieve the highest yield, lavender needs 5 years to mature. Its care requires patience and meticulous attention, as in addition to controlling weeds, the plants must be kept healthy to produce high-quality flowers. To determine the best time for harvesting, lavender growers observe the number and color of the flowers. The flowers must have a bluish-purple color and be starting to turn grayish-brown. This is the sign that they have reached the perfect maturity for harvesting. However, the harvest season only lasts for a few weeks, and the flowers need to be cut early in the morning when they are in full bloom and contain the most essential oil. To harvest efficiently, the best method is to use massive harvesting machines. First, the machine stands each lavender bush upright, then oscillating blades cut the long stems, around 15 centimeters in length. This harvesting machine is specially designed to cut lavender, much like a hairdresser cutting hair. It lifts the branches upright, then cuts close to the base with perfect precision. The cut stems fall onto a conveyor belt, which transports them to a truck, ready for the next step in the processing process. Jasmine is also a shining star in the world of perfume. Jasmine oil is known for its sweet, captivating, and intoxicating fragrance, gentle, yet carrying a deep and indescribable beauty. It is a scent that is both relaxing and luxurious, a true symbol of elegance and refinement, leaving an unforgettable impression on anyone who smells it. Jasmine is typically harvested at night or early in the morning, as this is when the flowers are fully open and the fragrance peaks. This is the best time to harvest, as the scent is at its purest and most abundant. In addition to lavender and jasmine, roses are also a true symbol in the world of essential oils. Rose oil has a delicate, complex, and enchanting fragrance, blending the freshness of citrus, the sweetness of fresh fruits, and a light, refreshing feeling reminiscent of a spring morning. This scent is both graceful and alluring, and it is hard for anyone to resist. Despite the high demand for rose essential oil, its supply is limited, causing its value to continuously rise. Harvesters must wake up at 5 a.m., working quickly to gather as many flowers as possible in the morning when the petals contain the highest concentration of essential oils. All roses must be carefully hand-picked. The harvest season lasts only a few weeks before the flowers begin to wilt and become unusable. After harvesting, the flowers are immediately transported to the distillery, where their pure natural fragrance is preserved before it dissipates. This process is similar to the craft of distilling spirits from grains, where each lavender flower and other types of flowers must be processed right away to extract the finest essence. The process of distilling lavender essential oil begins by placing about 500 kilograms of lavender stems into a massive distillation pot made of stainless steel, commonly used in craft distilleries. Workers tightly pack the lavender flowers into the pot to eliminate air, as the less air present, the more efficient the extraction process. Once the pot is full, the lid is sealed, and the steam boiler begins to operate. The boiler heats the water to produce steam and pumps it into the bottom of the distillation pot at low pressure, creating the ideal conditions to release the essential oils without damaging their quality. In the first 15 minutes, the steam slowly rises through the pot, gently heating the lavender flowers along the way. After 30 minutes, the temperature begins to break down the oil glands in the petals, releasing the characteristic lavender fragrance. It feels as if the lavender is sweating, releasing precious oil droplets into the steam. The steam, now infused with lavender fragrance, is then directed through a long condenser pipe, where it is cooled and transformed into liquid form. The condensation process occurs when the hot steam meets the cold pipe, causing the lighter essential oil to float to the top, where it is collected in layers. Notably, from 1,100 pounds of fresh lavender flowers, only about 50 kilograms of essential oil is extracted, demonstrating the rarity and intricate nature of each drop of essential oil. The distillation process for rose and jasmine essential oils shares many similarities with lavender, but the biggest difference lies in the amount of oil extracted. With its sweet and alluring fragrance, jasmine brings a sense of grace, comfort, and a special allure. Bottles of perfume containing jasmine fragrance are always considered symbols of luxury and elegance, similar to high-end perfumes from renowned brands like Chanel No. However, to obtain 1 pound of high-quality jasmine oil, 3 to 4 million jasmine flowers need to be harvested, an impressive number that highlights the value of this ingredient. Meanwhile, although roses are not as rare as jasmine or lavender, they still hold a special place in the perfume world. It is the scarcity of the essential oil that makes rose oil valuable. Each rose petal contains only a small amount of essential oil, around 0.03%. Therefore, to produce 1 pound of pure rose oil, you would need 5,000 pounds of rose petals. This rarity makes Bulgarian rose oil worth up to $7,000 per pound, making it one of the most expensive ingredients in the luxury perfume industry. Even after distillation, essential oils are not yet ready to create high-end perfumes. To achieve perfection, lavender essential oil must undergo a maturation process, similar to the production of craft wines. The oil is stored in large barrels for months to reach stability and perfect fragrance, ready for use in each high-quality perfume product. When lavender essential oil and other ingredients reach their perfect ripeness, they are brought to fragrance experts. With a treasure trove of over 5,000 different essential oils, these experts experiment and blend to create new scents that reflect the brand's unique identity. You can imagine that the fragrance of a perfume is not just a pleasant sensation, but a story, a delicate connection to the emotions and personality of the wearer. In the laboratory, countless fragrance combinations can be created, and it is the nose of the perfumer that will decide which is the perfect blend and which is a disaster. Humans have about 10 semicromolars of scent receptors in their noses, but a single perfume can contain up to 50 different ingredients. The scent of pure essential oils is often not strong enough to diffuse even when placed right under the nose. Therefore, to create a perfume with strong diffusion and appeal, alcohol is added. The alcohol evaporates at room temperature, carrying the scent throughout the space. Whether a scent is pleasing or unpleasant is up to the perfumer's decision. After testing and adjusting the formula, samples are applied to test strips, and when the perfumer is satisfied, the formula is sent to the distillery. At the vast distillery facility covering more than 20,000 square, there are production lines from bottling to essential oil aging tanks with capacities of up to 350,000 liters. Before the process begins, raw materials must be carefully inspected to ensure the highest quality. Some raw materials can be worth up to $2,000 per kilogram, so verifying their authenticity is extremely important. To do this, experts use gas chromatography, an advanced analytical technique that detects and analyzes every component of the raw material with accuracy down to a nanogram. Each type of essential oil, after being tested, is weighed with precision to 1 milligrammes using specialized scales. The first step is called composition, where the ingredients are mixed to create a concentrated essence. This mixture is then diluted with alcohol and aged for a certain period of time to allow the fragrance to develop. Once the scent is fully blended into the solution, the perfume is chilled and filtered to create a clear, balanced, and powerful fragrance. Although perfumes are bottled by volume, everything in the blending process is measured by weight, allowing the manufacturer to know the exact amount of each ingredient needed for the required volume. The density of the perfume is calculated based on the weight-to-volume ratio of the water, ensuring accuracy when it is bottled. The perfume bottle production process begins with the preparation of raw materials, quartz, sand, soda ash, and limestone. These materials are thoroughly mixed and heated to 1600 degrees Celsius in a massive furnace until they melt into glass. The molten glass is then transferred through a system of feeders, slightly cooled and cut into smaller pieces that are suitable for the mold. Once placed into the mold, compressed air is blown into it to shape the perfume bottle. A mold can produce up to 260,000 bottles before it requires maintenance. Once the glass has taken shape, it is polished with fire to give it a shiny and smooth surface. However, at this stage, the glass is still quite fragile and prone to breakage, so it is gradually cooled to enhance its durability. After cooling, the glass bottles are carefully inspected by computers and robots to ensure quality. Only bottles that meet the standard are sent for decoration. Here, the bottles are finished, adding color logos and labels printed using advanced techniques such as screen printing and pad printing, with meticulous attention to every detail. Now it's time to move the bottles to the filling station. Women's perfumes typically contain up to 2/3 alcohol, while men's formulas are even stronger, reaching up to 95% to create a bold fragrance that lasts longer. At this stage, the perfume is dispensed into the bottles using ultra-precise nozzles that ensure the right amount of perfume is added to each bottle. Then the spray nozzle is attached, and each bottle is marked with a batch code for traceability in case of any issues later on. Finally, the perfume bottles are carefully packaged, labeled, and wrapped by hand. This entire process is done manually to ensure the utmost precision and perfection. These perfumes not only represent luxury, but are also works of art designed for the most discerning customers. So we've now explored the process of creating a high-end perfume bottle. I hope this gives you a better understanding of the art of perfumery and the continuous effort behind each luxury fragrance. What about you? Which fragrance do you prefer? A light breeze of jasmine or the rich allure of roses? Share your favorite scent in the comments below. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more exciting videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.